Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Kelly and you're watching That Smells Divine. In today's video, we're doing some more upcoming and recently launched releases, perfume releases. I've got a laundry list once again. So grab a notebook. You're gonna wanna maybe jot down some of these goodies and let's dive right in. If you're new here, just a quick little recap. I do a couple of videos a month featuring new releases and upcoming releases. It feels like Christmas to me every single day in the fragrance community. So it is so exciting for me to learn about new releases and share them with you and explore the notes and hear like what people are thinking. I just love it. I know for some people it's overwhelming. For me, I absolutely love how much the fragrance industry is expanding at this current moment in time. So super excited. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, what I'm gonna do is talk about fragrances first that have not yet been released. I always do things in alphabetical order. So I'll do A to Z, not yet released, and then I'll move on to currently available new releases A to Z. I have not been doing these videos on a weekly basis like I originally intended to. So just a side note that some of these fragrances you're gonna be like, yeah, I've known about that for a couple of weeks. I'm just sharing it for those of you who haven't yet heard of it. Also, with every fragrance, do your research. If I say that it's not yet released, make sure you double check that because, you know, it takes time to edit these videos, and between the time I talk about it and the time it actually, and this video actually goes out, it might have been released in that time. So just a heads up on that as well. Before we dive in, one more thing, I want you guys to share with me your scent of the day. Today I am wearing Black Tie by Celine, which I thought went really well with this outfit. I have this cute little jumper on. I don't know if you can see. It's super comfy, but also kind of like, you know, not dressed up, but, you know, nice enough to like look put together. And I've got some errands to do after this. So I've got my black tie on, I've got my black jumpsuit, I am ready to go. If you're not familiar with Black Tie, it's a beautiful fragrance. It's a very like orangey vanilla. It almost has this kind of like woodsy aromatic vibe to it. Very similar vibe to Beau by Lise. So if you're a fan of Lise Beau, definitely check out Celine's Black Tie. Throw your scent of the day down in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys are wearing today. Without further ado, let's dive in. We have a lot of fragrances to cover today. As usual, I'm not gonna go too in depth. I'm just gonna share with you mostly notes. So keep your eyes tuned to the notes that you love. Make sure you've got a pen and paper so you can write things down. And if you've actually tried any of these already that I'm sharing, please let us know in the comments. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Tell us. Okay, starting out with the not yet released category, we've got a new one by Ariana Grande. It's REM 2.0. And this one is going to have top notes of cherry jubilee and sugared honeysuckle, middle notes of jasmine absolute and marshmallow meringue, and base notes of amber and warm musk. That sounds delish. Next we have, not gonna tease this one out too much because of the alphabet, but we've got the new release, upcoming new teased release from Kayali. You ready? Drum roll. You guys, I'm sure you may have seen this on Instagram already. I think she posted it like yesterday or today, but this is so exciting. This is called Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. Now, before I rattle off the notes, just so that you guys know, the name actually of the fragrance and the notes are not yet confirmed. I think that this is still in the ideation stage. However, she did post it on her Instagram, so I know it's okay to talk about it. So far, what we have for notes are freesia, strawberry milkshake, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut pie, whipped vanilla, and pink musk pancake. This sounds amazing. I'm definitely on a marshmallow kick this year. I mean, I've been on a marshmallow kick for a couple of years, but like lately I'm smelling all the marshmallows. I've got a bunch of new marshmallows to talk to you guys about coming up in upcoming videos. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. And I love also that the name is potentially gonna be another Yum, because I think we've got a little Gourmand series going here. So let me know in the comments, like, how excited are you for that? Every time there's a new Kayali release, I literally feel like a little kid on Christmas Eve. I'm so excited. So yeah, she knows how to do her marketing. She knows her stuff. Next, we have two new body sprays from Lush. The first one is called Alfaba Throp. No idea where that name comes from, but for a description, we've got pink pepper, we've got cedarwood, and then vanilla absolute. And then the second one is called Glinda Upland. And this one has notes of rose, benzoin, vanilla, and pistachio. I feel like these names have something to do with somewhere in Africa. Correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you guys know. Yeah, I don't know if I read that somewhere or if I'm just like imagining that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking with these. Next, we have a upcoming release from the house of Parfait Parfum, and this is called Les Chaussons Rouges. And I have never heard of this house. I know nothing about this house at all. I saw it pop up somewhere and I was intrigued by the notes, so I figured I would include it. So for this one, we have top notes of saffron and dahlia. We have middle notes of gingerbread and candied ginger, and then base notes of oud, sandalwood, cedar, and musk. And I'm just like such a huge gingerbread fan. So yeah, and then mixed with like the saffron and the dahlia, it just sounds really interesting. So curious to get my nose on this one. Next, we have an upcoming rumored release by Tom Ford. This is called Rose Exposed. I'm pretty sure this is legit, but it is sort of like kind of rumored, so just take that with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. This one, we've got notes of white pepper, rose water, rose, and sandalwood, and I just love a rose fragrance, and I loved Rose Prick when that came out, so yeah, super excited to get my nose on this one. And last in the not yet released category, we have a new release from the house of Xerjoff, and this is called Louis the 15th. Louis or Louis? I actually, side note, hold on, let me finish the fragrance and then I'll tell you the side note. Louis or Louis the 15th, 1722. Louis, I believe it's Louis. I'm tapping back into that memory I'm about to share with you. So this one has top notes of grapefruit, champagne, saffron, and plum, middle notes of lavender, hazelnut, coffee, cocoa, and rose, and base notes of sandalwood, white musk, cashmere, and leather, and incense. Before I tell you my story about 8th grade, do you know that I've never tried a Xerjoff? Like, what kind of fragrance reviewer am I that I've literally never put my nose on a single Xerjoff in my entire life? And like, not on purpose, it just hasn't happened yet. So I would love for you to tell me in the comments below, and make sure that you distinguish in the comments, like, this isn't your scent of the day, this is your Xerjoff suggestion for me. Which one? I've never tried anything. Which one should I try first? I have a feeling a lot of you are gonna say Dama Bianca. That's the one I feel the most pulled towards. Also Lyra, even though I feel like technically that's the Casimirati, but aren't they like kind of the same? But yeah, let me know, which one should I get my nose on first? Now, for my 8th grade, I can't remember if it was social studies or history, but I had this teacher, his name was Mr. Hajar, and he was like, he teased people. And I remember we were doing like capitals or like cities and states, something. It might have been 7th grade. You know what? It might have even been 5th or 6th grade. I think I was younger. Anyways, let's go with 5th grade. I was trying to say, yeah, it's St. Louis, right? So I was trying to say St. Louis, Missouri, but I said St. Louis, and like the whole class started laughing. He started like making fun of me. It was traumatizing. Like, I turned bright red. Absolutely traumatizing. And now I get like super flustered when people tease me, even if like they're just kidding and there's no harm meant by it. They're just being playful. I like get so red and triggered and flustered, and I just hate it so much. And it all comes from that word. And I just did it again because I started to say Louis, and then I was like, oh my God, hold on. Like, I'm having 5th grade flashbacks. Anyways, that's a little personal share. Moving on to new releases. These are things that are actually out, and we've got a laundry list here. We've got so many, so I'm gonna scoot through these as fast as I possibly can. Get your pens and papers ready. Maybe listen to me on 0.5 if you're taking frivolous notes. The first one is by the House of Argos. This is called Charon's Veil, or Charon's. I don't know how to say that. I'll put it obviously down here. This one has a top note of rose, middle notes of cedarwood, patchouli, sandalwood, and oud, and base notes of saffron and labdanum. I have not tried anything by the house yet, but I'm super intrigued by them. The bottles look beautiful. I've heard really good things about their creations. I'm very excited to give them a whirl. Next, we have 5 new releases from the House of Aromas de Salazar. Before we dive into these, I've only tried one from the house. It was the one that I can't remember what it was called. Cafe Fiesta, maybe. It had coffee and pineapple. I thought it was absolutely disgusting. I hated that fragrance more than I can only think of a couple other fragrances that I've been like that disgusted by. So I didn't allow that to like tinge or taint my thoughts on the house, because obviously I just tried the one. And I've heard a lot of other reviewers, not a lot, I've heard a couple other reviewers speaking highly of the house and their creations. So with that being said, I do want to give some of these a whirl. So the first one is called Cedrat Summer, and this one has top notes of sweet orange, aldehydes, bergamot, mezcal, which is my favorite alcohol, mango and lime. Middle notes of jasmine, sambac, ylang ylang, osmanthus, and palm leaf. And then base notes of Indian sandalwood, iso pear, this one that I have a hard time saying, helvetalide, ambroxan, oak moss, davana, amber, sand, and Virginia cedar. That sounds really good. I love mezcal so much, you guys. I don't drink it often, but I love it. It's like the ultimate treat to me as a mezcal drink. Next, we have Oud Noir. This one has top notes of raspberry, blackcurrant, and bergamot. Middle notes of Bulgarian rose, Moroccan rose, pink pepper, rose oxide, geranium, and Indonesian patchouli leaf. And then we have base notes of ambrosanide, Indian oud, ambergris, olibanum, oud, gurgeon balsam, musk, and rum. Lots of notes in these for sure. Next, we've got Santal Vanille. This one has top notes of Calabrian bergamot, Indian sandalwood, vanilla absolute, and green apple. Middle notes of Bulgarian rose, frankincense, tonka bean, cinnamon, jasmine, and leather. And base notes of ambretolide, palo santo, Assam oud, benzoin, liatris, which I have no idea what that is, carrot, and milk. I mean, how diverse. Then we've got Tabac du Jour. This one has top notes of dried fruits, poplar buds, and tobacco, middle notes of Turkish rose, immortelle, and basil, and base notes of tonka bean, ambergris, castoreum, cinnamon, propolis, rum, and oud. And then the fifth and final release is called Valentine. And this one has top notes of orange blossom, bitter orange, raspberry, cardamom, violet, and Indonesian patchouli leaf. We have middle notes of Bulgarian rose, heliotrope, gardenia, jasmine, iris, and cassis. And then we've got base notes of white chocolate, cypress leaf, vanilla, benzoin, cognac, and resin. So 5 new releases, they're already out. Have you guys tried any of these yet? If so, please let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Next, we have a new celebrity fragrance release. This is the newest by Beyonce. This is called C'est Lumière. And this one has top notes of black pepper and mandarin, middle notes of jasmine, sambac absolute, and rhubarb, and then base notes of patchouli and skin musk. I don't usually love celebrity fragrances, except for Sarah Jessica Parker's Stash is like my favorite celebrity fragrance. And then also Jessica Simpson's Fancy. I don't love it, but I do like it. This, however, sounds really good. The jasmine and the rhubarb in the mid are definitely calling my attention. Next, we have a new release from the house of Burkholtz. This is called Satin Vanilla. And this one has top notes of pepper, plum, and rum, middle notes of gardenia, orange blossom, and caramel, and base notes of vanilla, milk, and sandalwood. Sounds really delicious to me. Next, we have a new release by the house of Bond No. 9. This is called Gold Street. And if I remember correctly, I think all the fragrances from Bond No. 9 are super expensive. I'm not a huge Bond No. 9 fan, you guys. I've tried 5 of them and I'm just kind of really? You cost that much money? And I don't know. I don't know what the buzz is, but I know a lot of people love them. So I'm gonna keep trying them because I'm thinking maybe I'm missing something here. But Gold Street has notes of vintage French leather, pink pepper, blueberry, jasmine absolute. Those are all top notes. In the mid, we've got suede leather, iris concrete, ambrette absolute, and salted caramel fudge. And then in the base, we've got vanilla, Madagascar extract, and Tolu balsam. I actually don't know if the notes I just read, if they're top, mid, and base, if they're spaced out like that. I'm kind of confusing my notes a little bit. So just take those as total notes, not necessarily top, mid, and base. But yeah, this sounds interesting. Let me know if you've tried that. Next, we have a new release from the house of Bortnikov. This is called Dubai. I have not tried anything from this house yet. I'm super intrigued by this fragrance. It's got top notes of lemon, bergamot, apple, pomelo, ginger, and davana, middle notes of cardamom, passion fruit, ylang ylang, rose, jasmine, and gurgeon balsam. And then we've got base notes of amber, cypriol, patchouli, vetiver, Indian oud, leather, vanilla, sandalwood, and musk. This sounds very regal to me. Very excited to try that. Next, we have a new release from Boy Smells. This is in a candle version, and I have seen a 10 ml travel spray of this floating around the internet. This is called Holiday Smells. And this one has top notes of cinnamon and cardamom, middle notes of jasmine and fig, and base notes of cashmere and vanilla. That sounds really delicious. Next, we have a new release from the house of Chabot. This is Mon Tiramisu. This one has top notes of whipped cream and coffee, middle notes of biscuit and vanilla and coconut milk. And then that was mid notes, and then base notes of sandalwood, chocolate, and powdery musk. If they nail tiramisu, I'm gonna be so excited. When a gourmand fragrance like actually nails the fragrance, or the thing that it's trying to represent, I'm in love. Like creme brulee, nobody's done it yet, you guys. And I don't care what you say, the Escapade, whatever that thing is, did not nail creme brulee for me. Like it is not the crusty top of the creme brulee. I feel like the only people that truly understand that smell are people that have worked in kitchens where creme brulee is served. And the true smell of a creme brulee is the crust, like right when the chef fires it. That's the smell of creme brulee to me. That is like the most magical smell. It is so delicious. It smells different when it comes out to the table. That's a different creme brulee smell. When the fire has stopped, the sugar has stopped crackling, it's hardened, it's different, okay? Can anyone else agree with me on this? It's a completely different smell. I wanna smell the sugar on fire. That's what I wanna smell with a creme brulee fragrance, and no one's done it yet. So likewise with tiramisu, if they nail tiramisu, I'm gonna be so excited. Anyways, moving on. Next, we have a new release from the house of HFC. This is called Lucky One, and this one has top notes of violet leaves, pink pepper, tangerine, and saffron, middle notes of olibanum, jasmine, leather, nutmeg, and rose, and base notes of patchouli, osmanthus, amber, musk, and moss. That one sounds good. Next, we have one from one of my favorite houses. This is a seasonal limited release. This is by Imaginary Authors, and it's called Dipped in Chocolate. And I don't love chocolate fragrances, but I'm super excited for this one because anything Imaginary Authors done, even if it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna wear a lot, I always appreciate their fragrances, always. I love Josh Myers so much. I love his artistry and his creative vision. This one has chocolate, cardamom, vanilla cream, sandalwood, benzoin, and a whiff of waffle cone. So I believe they're taking the whiff of waffle cone fragrance and adding all of these notes to it, and I just think it's gonna be so good. Next, we have a new collection from Jeanne. These are 5 fragrances, gourmand releases, of course. We wouldn't expect anything less from Jeanne. Actually, I think they've done some floral fragrances maybe, but these all sound really delicious, and I'm super excited for one of them in particular. The first one is called Banana Split, and with this one, we've got top notes of ripe banana and whipped cream, middle notes of vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream, and then base notes of chocolate sauce and caramel syrup. I'm imagining that this will be very photorealistic. Next, we have Belle Helene, and this one has top notes of juicy pear and lemon zest, middle notes of warm chocolate sauce, roasted almond, and bourbon vanilla, and then base notes of aged cognac, cedarwood, and white musk. That sounds really good. The next one is the one I'm the most excited about. This is called Cafe Affogato. Real quick, I know some of you have heard this story. I had maybe had one affogato back in Italy in like 2004 and just kind of like forgot about it. So Ian and I went to the Netherlands and London in May of this year. And where were we? We were in Rotterdam. We had just gone out. It was the night before his brother's wedding. I believe it was the night before. We went out to like a big family and friends dinner. There was probably like 20 of us there. We had this delicious, I think it was Moroccan food. It was so good. We were in Rotterdam. We took like one of those little speedboats from our hotel over to the dinner. And then when we came out of dinner, it was pouring rain, it was cold. There was an ice cream shop across the street. So we all piled into this ice cream shop and I ordered an affogato. I hadn't had one in forever. And Ian and I were sitting there eating it and we were just like, we had a love affair with affogato. We fell in love with affogato that night, and every single day for the rest of our trip, we had at least one, sometimes 2 affogatos every single day. And I have been kind of on the hunt for an affogato since we came back home, since I've been in Texas. I had one affogato at a restaurant and it was okay, but it kept me up all night. I didn't go to sleep until 5 a.m. that morning because I don't know why. The espresso here is different in the States than it is in Europe. In Europe, I can like drink espresso till 11 o'clock at night and just go back to the hotel and fall asleep. It's so bizarre. Anyways, I love affogato and I've been searching for an affogato fragrance. And if Jeanne can do this for me, I will be buying backup bottles galore. I'm so excited for this. So we've got top notes of freshly brewed espresso and vanilla bean, middle notes of vanilla ice cream and roasted coffee bean, and base notes of dark chocolate and whipped cream. Okay, next, we were just talking about creme brulee. Jeanne is releasing one called creme brulee. This one, we've got top notes of caramelized sugar and fresh cream, middle notes of vanilla custard and burnt sugar crust, and base notes of whipped cream and bourbon vanilla. Again, if they can do this, I might just blind buy, which I don't normally blind buy, but I might just blind buy affogato, cafe affogato, and creme brulee, and just pray to the universe that they deliver. And I might be disappointed, but I don't know, I'm just feeling called. Okay, the last one. The last one is called Sticky Popcorn, and this one has top notes of salty popcorn and melted butter, middle notes of vanilla, sugar, and warm caramel, and then base notes of rice powder and sea salt. So those are the 5. Tell me in the comments, which one are you most excited about? I'm gonna see how this goes. Okay, next, a new release from Jules et Mad. This is called Histoire d'amour 2.0. This one has top notes of mango, saffron, and raspberry strawberry chantilly, middle notes of benzoin, tolu balsam, and incense, and base notes of cedarwood, oud, amber, vanilla, and musk. Next, we have a new release from Lattafa. I've seen a couple new releases put up on different various websites by Lattafa. Because there's so many, like with houses that release so much all the time, I really just pick and choose like which one sounds the most interesting to me, because I don't want to have just like 15 Lattafa releases on every video and like 20 Zara releases, you know how it goes. So this one stood out to me. This is called Brodie Allude Noble Blush. And this one has it has a top note of rose milk, middle notes of almond and merengue, and base notes of sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. I'm so excited about this one. Like, I love the concept of rose and milk together with like an almond note. Just sounds, so delicious. I'm wondering, I know that most of the Lattafas are like inspired by something, but I can't really put my nose on like what would this be inspired by. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas what you think this might be replicating. But yeah, super excited for this one. Next we have, I'm very excited about this, you guys. This is a new release by the House of Letta. This is 20 bourbon brulee, and the feedback on this so far has been really good. I just got her discovery kit maybe like a couple months ago and loved everything in the kit. Like, such high quality, so beautiful, so unique. One of them, the Orris one, definitely does smell like Sunfruit from Ellis Brooklyn, but the other two, like, I've never smelled anything that smelled similar to them. I'm so excited for this one. This one has top notes of Italian bergamot, black plum, and Brazilian tonka bean, middle notes of cypriol root, coconut milk, whiskey accord, and heliotrope, and base notes of caramel, vanilla bourbon, amberwood, white musk, and American cedar. Yeah, I'm so excited. Have you guys gotten this one yet? I think it's gonna be a hit for sure. All right, next we have a new fragrance by Majori. This is called Imperial Vanilla. This one has a top note of brown sugar, middle notes of rose and jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, caramel, and tonka bean. Absolute, sounds delish. Next we have a new fragrance by Meleg Perfume. This is called Philosopher's Path. This one has top notes of sweet orange, bergamot, lemon, and lavender, middle notes of rose, jasmine, bourbon geranium, and neroli, and base notes of agarwood, mysore sandalwood, orris, java vetiver oil, benzoin, vanilla, ombrane, ombrette, cedar, palisander, rosewood, frankincense, and vanillin. Sounds delish. Next, we have a new release from Micallef. This is called Il était une nuit. How's my French getting? Is it getting better? I feel like I'm doing a better job of pronunciating my French words. Il était une nuit. I think I knocked it out of the park. This one's got top notes of peach and plum, middle notes of jasmine and tuberose, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and white musk. The next one, I'm really excited about this one, you guys. This is a new release from Navitus. This is called, usually my Spanish is actually really good. I can actually almost speak like a 7-year-old in Spanish. Like I can actually get by when I go to Mexico. I can carry on conversations slowly, and I can understand a lot of what's being said to me, but I can't remember how to pronounce this word. So hold on one second.
Atardecer.
Okay, it's gonna be hard with my little gringa accent. Atardecer, atardecer, atardecer. Okay, which means, shoot, I forgot what it means. Hold on. Sunset, sunset. This one has top notes of green fig and violet leaves and Mexican tuberose, middle notes of Laotian oud, Indian oud, Bangladesh oud, smoke, wet soil, leather, and cedar, and base notes of Papantla vanilla, Chiapas coffee, Veracruz tobacco, and oak moss. Honestly, the reason why I'm drawn to this fragrance is because anything that's about Mexico, I'm obsessed. I don't know how much I've shared on my channel about this, but I'm literally obsessed with Mexico. Like obviously Mexico's a huge country and there's so many different like landscapes and places and cultures and communities and all that. I'm specifically talking about the Yucatan Peninsula. Whenever I go there, I feel like I'm home. And I don't know if you guys are into this. Call me woo. I'm a little woo. But I did do a past life regression. I think it was called reading a couple years ago. And the woman told me that I was a Mayan warrior in a past life, which I totally feel that. I feel that to my soul, like to my core. I truly feel that. Some of you guys are going to think I'm nuts. But hey, whatever. We all have our different beliefs, right? I just feel like the first time I ever went there, I was blown away. I was almost in tears because we were like driving through the jungle to get to our place. And I was like, I've been here before. Like, what is this? It was such a profound feeling, actually. It really hit me and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I went to this shaman while we were there to get like an energy healing done. And I just like all these synchronicities. It's a whole story. I'll just share it on a different video. But my bottom line here is that I'm obsessed with anything Mexico. My big 5 to 10 year goal is to have a second home in the Yucatan Peninsula, if I can talk. Because I just love it so much. I love it. I love copal. I love mezcal. I love Mexican flowers. I love everything about Mexico. I love the Spanish language. I love the people. I love it. I love it. I love the beaches, everything about it. So this fragrance is a collaboration with Eduardo Garcia de Alba, who's from My Scent Journey, and the perfumer on this is Christian Carbonell. So yeah, super excited about this. I feel like it might lean a little bit more masculine perhaps, but who knows, we'll see. That's probably the one that I'm like maybe the most excited about on this list. Next, we have a new release from the House of Noise. This is called 12 O'Clock. This one we've got top notes of pink pepper and jasmine, middle notes of raspberry and creamy blonde woods, and base notes of ambroxan and spun sugar. Next, we have also, I'm very excited about this, a new release from the House of Orientica. This is called XO Exclusive Oud Old Fashioned. This one has top notes of bourbon, bitter orange, cinnamon, and plum, middle notes of iris and myrrh, and base notes of tonka bean, vanilla, sandalwood, and smoky notes. I'm super excited about that. Sounds delicious. Next, we have a new release from Ramon Monegal. This is called #Love Reaction. And this one, we've got top notes of cedarwood, bergamot, and jasmine, middle notes of sandalwood, vanilla, and moss, and base notes of cotton candy, caramel, and musk. That sounds really interesting. Next, we have another new release by Sarah Baker. I feel like she's been putting stuff out pretty quickly lately. This one is called Tartan Cask. And with this one, we've got notes of peaty whiskey, smoke, cedarwood, moss, bread, leather, hops, tobacco, Buddha wood, labdanum, and heather. This is probably not going to be up my alley, but I did want to share it because I know some of you guys are really big Sarah Baker fans. Next, we have a new release from Skylar. This is called Cozy Season. I think it's supposed to be. It's just SCN. This is the monthly rollerball that they have out right now. So I don't actually know if this is going to be something that's like full bottle, available by the full bottle. I believe if you go on their website, I think you can buy past rollerball scent club releases. I think I'm not 100% sure about that, but this one sounds really good. So keep your eyes out for this. If it does come out in a full bottle, that would be amazing. This one has top notes of apple medley, cinnamon, and warm nutmeg, middle notes of ginger lily, white pumpkin, and jasmine, and base notes of cashmere, amber, vanilla, and sandalwood. If you saw that video I did recently where I talked about my love for smelling like apple pie, then you'll know why I'm excited about this one. Next, we have two new releases from the House of Swiss Arabian. The first one is called Shagaf Vanilla Toffee. This sounds delicious to me. We've got top notes of buttery toffee and Arabica coffee. I was gonna edit that out and I think I'm just gonna leave it in actually. Middle notes of walnut pastry, date milk, vanilla, and cardamom, and then base notes of vanilla caviar, brown sugar, benzoin, tonka bean, woody notes, and musk. Yum! And then the other one is called Tobacco 01, and this one has top notes of pink pepper, apple, cumin, plum, and licorice, middle notes of ylang ylang, patchouli, labdanum, and amber, and base notes of sandalwood, vanilla, tobacco, honey, musk, and cashmere wood. Next, we have a new release from the House of Untamed, and this is called Ghost. This one has top notes of camphor and mountain air, middle notes of white flowers, orris, and iris, and base notes of old books, vanilla, and white musk. This sounds so intriguing to me. I feel like this is just gonna be such a beautiful, ethereal, like atmospheric fragrance, and I'm here for it. Next, we have 3 new releases from the House of Versace. The first one is called Atelier, they're all Versace Atelier Versace. First one's called Ombre Nectar. This one has pink berries, saffron, amber, caramel, cedarwood, benzoin, oud, vanilla, and sandalwood. The next one is called Patchouli Précieux. See? I'm doing better. Précieux. This one has candied prune, nutmeg, saffron, praline, amberwood, sandalwood, akigala wood, patchouli, and vanilla. And then the last one is called Rêve de Myrrhe. This one has mandarin, pink berries, iris, incense, tuberose, akigala wood, fir balsam, cistus, and vanilla. Next, we have a new release from Voyage Imaginaire. I'm so impressed with myself. Oh, hold on. This one's called Comme un Gant. Comme un Gant, I think is how you say it. This one has notes of sandalwood, cardamom, coconut, vetiver, and vanilla. And I read a review on this and it sounded delicious. So I'm very excited for this one. Next, we have 3 new releases from Yves Saint Laurent. YSL, 3 new re-releases, okay? So the first one is called Cinema. It's a 2024 release. This is a new version of the Cinema from 2004. This one has mimosa, jasmine, peach, mandarin, amber, and sandalwood. The next is called L EDP. This is a new version of the L EDP from 2007. And this one has pink pepper, peony, and patchouli. I'm really excited about that one. And then the third one is called Parisienne EDP. And this is a new version of the 2009 Parisienne release. This one has top notes of blackberry and vinyl, middle notes of peony, violet, and rose, and base notes of patchouli, vetiver, and sandalwood. And then, last but not least, we have 2 new releases from the House of Zemaya, and I'm very excited for both of these. The first one is called Tiramisu Caramel. Tiramisu Caramel. And this one has a top note of caramel, middle notes of woody notes, coumarin, and honey, and base notes of vanilla, whiskey, and musk. That sounds good. And then the next one is called Tiramisu Cocoa. This one has top notes of amaretto and coffee, middle notes of ice cream, vanilla, and biscuit, and base notes of brown sugar, vanilla, and amber. Remember like 2 months ago when I said I was like not a gourmand girly anymore? I think it was just the season. I think it was just too hot because now all of a sudden I want all the coffee fragrances and all the vanillas and all the things. I just want all of it. I want to smell like a snack all of a sudden. So yeah, that's the list, you guys. Super duper excited for some of these releases. Let me know which ones you're most excited about. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Roxanne's Retreat because she inspired me with like her beautiful glowing skin. So I actually put on this like coconut oil stuff on my chest, on my décolleté this morning to prepare for this video. And I'm just loving the way it looks. And I really just want to like, Roxanne, if you watch this, just give you a shout out for your incredibly glowy skin all the time. It's always so beautiful. You're always so beautiful. And thank you for inspiring us girlies to adorn ourselves for these videos. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I would love to have you in the fragrance family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.